Lazy Jack. A long time ago, a boy named Jack lived with his poor mother. Their tiny yard was always filled with other people's washing, which Jack's mother did to earn a few coins. While his mother slaved, Jack liked to sit in the sun, not just in the morning over a mug of tea, but all day long. If the moon had been any warmer, he would have sat all night as well. One day, Jack's mother had had enough.
Get up, Lazy Jack. Go and earn your keep, or it's no more stew for you.
So Jack went looking for a job. He didn't have to go far. A farmer put him to work hoeing the fields for a day. When he was done, Jack was paid a penny. Clutching his wages, Jack headed for home, looking forward to a few hours sitting around doing nothing. But as he crossed the stream, Jack dropped his penny. It was gone. Jack's mother wasn't pleased.
Stupid boy! You should have put the coin in your pocket.
That struck Jack as a good idea. I'll do so tomorrow. Next morning, Jack was lucky again. He worked for another farmer, and at the end of the day was rewarded with a jug of milk. Remembering his mother's advice, Jack jammed the milk jug into his pocket and set off at a jog. Jack jogged along with the milk cascading here and there, but mostly down Jack's trousers.
Idiot child!
Jack's mother flung the empty jug away.
Next time, carry it in your arms, carefully.
Of course. Next time. Jack wanted to please his mother. He worked extra hard the following day at the woodworkers. His pay was an old carved chair. Jack had his instructions. He clutched the chair carefully in his arms and turned to go. All went well for nearly 5 seconds. Jack tumbled all the way down to the chair, breaking into a million pieces to cushion his fall. Jack's mother patched him up.
Numbskull, you should have used a rope and tied that chair to your back.
Next day, Jack worked even harder for another farmer, who rewarded the boy with a donkey. Jack stared at the animal, sure he could get it right this time. The donkey looked a bit heavy, but Jack was determined. He pulled a rope from his pocket. And so Jack set off for home very slowly. The donkey, surprised to find itself upside down on the back of a human, decided to go along with it and see what happened. Jack staggered on. His legs were strong, and the donkey was having a nice time, but Jack realized a shortcut was needed. He pushed through a hedge and across a park, past the fine house of a rich nobleman. Staring out of the window was the nobleman's daughter, Sophia, who was lovely but very sad. She'd been sad for a long time. No one could remember her laughing, and the servants argued over how many years it had been since Sophia had even smirked. In despair, the rich nobleman had decreed that whoever could make his daughter laugh would earn Sophia's hand in marriage. Many suitors had tried. There was a prince who pulled funny faces. Next, a duke who bounced up and down on his head. Next, and an earl who could touch his ears with his tongue. Next, but the lovely Sophia was bored by them all. She sighed and looked out the window again, just as a strange boy wobbled past, knees buckling under the weight of a great donkey balanced on his back, hooves in the air. Sophia stared, and then a smile began at the edge of her mouth, and spread, and grew, and suddenly Sophia chuckled, and snorted, and then laughed. The rich nobleman's eyes lit up and then filled with tears. So happy was he to see his daughter laughing at last. Needless to say, the nobleman was as good as his word. Lazy Jack and the lovely Sophia were indeed married. They lived in the nobleman's house, and Jack's mother moved in as well, without the washing. Their lives were perfect, and best of all, Jack could sit in the sun with a mug of tea and do what he loved doing most. Absolutely nothing.